Hello and welcome, dear friends. And if this is your first time here, we're so glad you found us. Now let me ask you something personal. Have you ever felt your heart skip a beat? Not from love or excitement, but from something that just didn't feel right. You brushed it off, told yourself it's probably stress, just part of getting older. But what if it wasn't? Don't worry, I'm not here to scare you. I'm here because I care. Because I've seen too many good people, strong, vibrant seniors, ignore the whispers of their heart until it started to scream. Today, we're not just talking about symptoms. We're talking about survival. We're talking about awareness. And most of all, we're talking about life. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years back, my neighbor Earl, 72 years young, proud owner of a perfectly mowed lawn and an impressive collection of vintage coffee mugs, called me up sounding a little shaken. He said, "I think my heart skipped a beat." Now knowing Earl, I joked, "What? Did you see your electric bill again?" We laughed, but then he paused. "No," he said. It felt weird, like something wasn't right. That moment stuck with me, because Earl wasn't the type to complain. And you know what? He was lucky. He got checked, caught something early, and today he's back to yelling at squirrels and winning bingo nights like a champion. Here's the point. Most of us, especially after 60, tend to brush things off. A flutter in the chest, probably gas, a little dizziness. Just stood up too fast, short of breath. Must be the stairs. We tell ourselves stories to avoid worry. But sometimes our heart is whispering a truth we can't afford to ignore. That's why you're here. That's why I'm here. This isn't just another health video. This is a conversation between friends about life, awareness, and choosing to listen to your body before it's too late. So today we're diving into 8 early signs your heart may be in trouble. And I promise, no medical mumbo jumbo. Just clear, honest talk with real stories, a few laughs, and a whole lot of care. If you're over 60 or love someone who is, I want you to lean in close. Grab a cup of tea, pull up your comfiest chair, and let's walk through this together. Because at EverWell Seniors, we believe in staying informed, staying strong, and staying one step ahead of the things that matter most. Ready? Let's begin. Sign 1. Unusual fatigue that hits like a wave. This isn't your usual tiredness after a long day. This is bone-deep exhaustion that sneaks up on you even when you haven't done much. Imagine someone like George, a retired school teacher. He loved gardening. It gave him peace. But lately he found himself breathless and utterly wiped out after just 15 minutes with his roses. No pain, no warning, just overwhelming fatigue. Doctors later told him his heart wasn't pumping enough blood. That fatigue, it was his body's quiet cry for help. When your heart struggles to push blood through your body, oxygen doesn't reach your muscles or brain like it should. Your energy vanishes, your strength fades, but it doesn't have to. If you notice this creeping into your life, don't ignore it. It's your heart gently tapping your shoulder, whispering, "Please, pay attention." Sign 2. Shortness of breath. Even when you're resting, you're not climbing stairs or chasing grandkids around the yard. You're just sitting, maybe folding laundry, and suddenly you can't seem to catch your breath. This happened to Maria, 72, a grandmother of 5. One evening while watching her favorite show, she realized she was breathing like she just walked a mile. Her chest felt tight, her words came slower. She was lucky her daughter was visiting and called 911. It turned out Maria's heart was failing to pump efficiently, causing fluid buildup in her lungs. When your lungs can't exchange air properly due to fluid from a struggling heart, your breathing suffers. It's not about being out of shape. It's about your heart asking for help. Listen to your breath. It's the music of your life. Don't let it become a silent alarm. Sign 3. Swelling in your ankles, legs, or feet. Notice your socks leaving deep marks? Shoes feeling tighter by the end of the day? Swelling, especially in the lower body, can be a key warning sign. Frank, a retired bus driver, noticed his legs ballooning over the course of a few weeks. He thought it was salt or the summer heat. But when his wife insisted he get checked, they found his heart wasn't able to return blood efficiently. It was pooling in his legs. Heart failure doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it looks like puffy feet, like fluids slowly building in silence. If you start noticing this consistently, especially along with fatigue, it's time to speak with your doctor. If you've made it this far, that means you care about your health or someone you love. So why not take a second to hit that like button? It really helps more seniors find this life-saving information. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. Not just for more tips like this, but to stay a part of a growing community of wise, warm-hearted individuals just like you. All right, let's get back to it, because your heart deserves the attention. Sign 4, persistent coughing or wheezing. A nagging cough that doesn't go away, one that lingers long after a cold is gone. This isn't just allergies. This could be fluid collecting in your lungs from heart failure. Helen, a vibrant 68-year-old, kept coughing all winter. She blamed it on the weather. When it turned into wheezing, her daughter took her to urgent care. It was congestive heart failure. If your heart can't keep up with the demands of your body, pressure in the blood vessels causes fluid to leak into the lungs. That's the cough. That's the wheeze. Please, if that cough keeps hanging around, don't just medicate it away. Investigate it. Understand it. Sign 5, chest discomfort, but not always pain. You might think a heart issue always shows up as sharp, crushing pain, but sometimes it's more subtle. A tightness, pressure, or even discomfort in the jaw, back, or arms. James, 74, had what he called shoulder stiffness after raking leaves. He took aspirin and went to bed. At 2 a.m., he woke up drenched in sweat. His daughter rushed him to the ER. He was having a heart attack. Thankfully, he survived. But that stiffness, that was his heart waving a red flag. Pain is not always painful. It can feel like pressure, like indigestion, like something's just not right. If it lingers, spreads, or happens with exertion, don't second guess. Call for help. Sign 6, irregular heartbeat or palpitations. A flutter, a skipped beat, a racing thump in your chest while you're just lying down. Jean, a retired nurse, knew the feeling, but she ignored it, thought it was anxiety. Then one morning she collapsed while making coffee. Her heart had gone into atrial fibrillation. An irregular heartbeat can cause clots to form, leading to strokes or heart failure if not managed. If your heart feels like it's dancing out of rhythm, take it seriously. A quick EKG can reveal more than you think. Sign 7, sudden dizziness or lightheadedness. Imagine standing up and the world tilts. You feel weak, disoriented, maybe even faint. Dizziness can be caused by many things, but when it's frequent and unexplained, it might be a heart issue. Richard, 76, loved his morning walks, but lately he'd stop midway and lean on a fence, feeling woozy. He thought it was dehydration. It was actually his blood pressure dropping due to heart rhythm problems. Dizziness is your brain saying, "I'm not getting enough blood." Your heart is the one falling behind. Pay attention to those little off balances. They may carry the weight of something more. Sign 8, nausea or sweating. Without obvious cause. This one's tricky and often overlooked. You might feel nauseous or break into a cold sweat and assume it's something you ate or just being too warm. But for older adults, these can be signs of a silent heart attack. Clara, 70, was making soup one afternoon when she suddenly felt flushed. Her stomach turned and she started sweating. She sat down, sipped water, and hoped it would pass. Her neighbor found her 10 minutes later, unconscious. She survived, but barely. Doctors said she'd had a non-traditional heart attack. No crushing pain, just those vague symptoms. This is why we must listen carefully. Your body doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers. So here we are, my friends. We've just gone through 8 signs your heart may be in trouble. Not to scare you, but to help you listen to your heart before it has to shout. Let's take a quick recap. Feeling really tired for no good reason? That's your heart saying, "Hey, I'm working too hard down here." Short of breath when you're not even moving much? That's not just age. It could be fluid building up from heart trouble, swollen ankles or feet. Unless you've been hugging the salt shaker, your heart might not be pumping blood the way it should. A cough that just won't go away? It might not be a cold. It could be your lungs struggling because your heart isn't keeping up. Chest pressure or discomfort, even in your back or shoulders? Don't brush it off. That could be your heart giving a warning. A racing or fluttery heartbeat when you're resting? That's not nerves. That's your rhythm needing a checkup. Dizzy spells or feeling faint for no clear reason? Your brain might not be getting enough blood, and that starts with the heart. And nausea or cold sweats when you haven't even moved? That could be a sneaky heart attack in disguise. So my dear friend, if even one of these signs feels familiar, please don't wait. Your heart is your most faithful companion. It beats without asking, without rest, until one day it can't. Let's honor it. Let's protect it. If this video helped you, I hope you'll leave a comment below, share your experience, or just say hello. It helps more than you know. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to EverWell Seniors, your home for wisdom, truth, and the gentle guidance we all deserve. Until next time, stay well, stay aware, and above all, stay kind to your heart.